Okay, next video. We are actually changing a contactor. I did say live, but I meant you watching us do it live. The current was actually off. The power was off. First thing you want to do is definitely shut off the power. The red switch on the wall for the furnace, HVAC unit, or breaker. You really want to make sure that power's off. Just turning off the thermostat is not adequate. You're still going to get 24 volts coming outside, and you don't want no current at all when you're working on this. The other thing is, if I was doing it myself, I almost always put on a glove. I like the idea that Mr. Merritt decided to use a needle nose pliers. I'm going to buy one. I'm going to buy a Nipix that's 1000 volt rated, because you can get a really nasty kick from the capacitor when it's not discharged, and we didn't do that. So a couple things here we could have did better. We're used to doing this a lot, and not everybody does it the same way. If you get the job done, realize the capacitor can give you a kick. Make sure you shut off all the power using gloves. The way he used the needle nose pliers was smarter than, you know, plug it in by hand, because you could have got a kick from that first red wire that he took out. That was connected directly to the capacitor. Okay, but he didn't, so I'm happy things went well. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't want to make it too long. Hope it's informative. And if you're not sure what you're doing here, don't do it. Get somebody else to do it for you, right? Be safe. See you guys in the next one. Bye.
Okay, we came to check this AC out, and we got voltage on the bottom of the contactor. We got voltage calling from the upstairs step-down transformer and the thermostat, 24 volts. We got no voltage coming out of the top of the contactor. So we're going to change to see if this gets going. First thing we did was turn the red switch upstairs, so there's no voltage coming down here. But there is voltage coming from that disconnect, so we had to pull that out. So we shut off all the power. Now we're going to take all the wires apart. Give me a second to set up the camera, and we'll get it done. Okay, we're going for it. There's usually only 2 screws for that, holding that contactor in place. And they usually at an angle like that, 45 degrees, whatever. You're trying to keep the same leads on the same side, so you have 2 reds where the red lead is at, and you have 2 blacks where the black lead is at, and then you have the 24 volts, which is the thin wires. So it really isn't that hard. If you get confused, take a picture before you start, and you go from there. He's just making it easy for himself, doing it one by one, so there's no confusion at all. This is Mr. Merritt, by the way. I got a few stories about him, but maybe later. Now he's going to the 24 volt supply. That's what pulls the contactor in. Without that, you don't get it pulled in. I explained all this in my previous 2 videos about ACs, but at least you see it being done live. Now he's going to unscrew the 240 volt supply. Each one of those has 120, the black and the red. Just going to put those in. Everybody has their own way of doing this. There's no wrong, there's no right, as long as you're safe about it.
you're going through all this trouble, this still not working. Yeah, the capacitor gonna be bad. Could be a seized compressor. Could be all kinds of things. But this is what we found so far, so this is the direction we're going.
Shit.
Put it back in its home. That's a really cool screwdriver he has. It's magnetic and it's 5/16 and 1/4 at the same time. It just has a slip.
It's called a slide drive brand.
Socket that goes back and forth, and it works really, really good. I want one.
That's it.
Yeah, I gotta go upstairs and put the red switch back on. Right back. Coming out of the top, the low side gets pulled, and all that takes a short spell. So we don't need to get into that right now. Right now we got it running. That was the most important thing.